Today we're going to take the bottom bracket bearing hardware out of the solvent and clean it up. And then we're going to take the front wheel apart and get the axle and ball bearings and whatnot soaking in the solvent and start the cleaning process. That's what's happening on this episode of Featherstone Bicycles. We'll get started picking our pieces out here. What I was using there to clean out the old grease from inside the cages was just a dental pick to loosen it up, and then a spray-on degreaser. This one happens to be WD-40 Specialist Industrial Strength Degreaser. The main part is you've got the nozzle, and then with force you can clean out these hard to reach areas. I'm going to go in, you'll see, with a Q-tip to dry off that old solvent before I put the bearings back in and re-grease them. But first, it's onto the wire wheel to clean up the other parts. take some Q-tips and get all the excess solvent out of there. Don't want the grease mixing in with the solvent. That wouldn't be good. As best we can, get that dried out. Sometimes I have to pull the cotton off the top of the tip there, and now we're ready to put the ball bearings back in the cages. Usually do the large ones just with your hands. You don't need to use the needle nose pliers. And we'll put all this in a bag, keep it together. Ready for when we assemble everything on the finale. Well, we're ready to start taking the front wheel apart. And again, one of the first things we want to do is check if it's a 3-cross or a 4-cross, or how many crosses it is. And this we see is a 1, 2, 3 cross. Each spoke is crossing 3 other spokes. And then we've got a drawing that we've done in the past on what the pattern is, so that we're able to reassemble it after it's all been cleaned up. There were a couple spots where we were down to primer, and I'm going to use some clear coat to cover that before we put the wax on. And I am using a product from Rust-Oleum, Painter's Touch, Ultra Cover, 2X coverage, gloss clear. All right, so we're ready to start taking the wheel apart, and we're first going to use a spoke wrench to loosen a little bit all the nipples, and then we have our homemade spoke bit for our drill to come at it the other way and take them all the way out. Soaking the various parts of the axle in the solvent overnight. I did notice when I was loosening up the spokes and taking them off that we have a couple that are pretty severely bent. So we're going to have to replace those. And also I have one nipple here that for some reason the bit on the drill wouldn't work on, and I'm seeing, probably won't be able to pick it up on the camera, but the slot for some reason is not filled in, so I have to address that. So I'll keep that on the side. And then the tire I think I said back in the first episode when we were doing the walk around that I might be able to clean these gum walls up. Obviously, that is not the case. Hopefully, that's coming through. I know where I can get some replicas. These are Schwinn S6, 26 by 1 3/8. Get tires, tubes, and new rim strips. That's going to do it for this episode. Next week, we will put the wax on the frame and then clean all the parts for this front wheel and put it back together. Check out the link in the description for an Army of Normal Folks podcast. And I hope to see you next time on Featherstone Bicycles.